Hi there, so in this video I'm going to go over the My Forms section in IntakeQ. So this is one of the first steps that you're going to have in setting up your IntakeQ system. Now when you get in, you're not going to see all these forms because these have all been built in our test system, but you will see upload an existing form, create new. Same thing with consent forms and note templates. So the note templates are at where the provider or anybody on your staff can document in notes. So progress note, your psych evals or your follow-up evaluations, termination letters, provider calls, medical record requests, things like that. Those will all be in return to work notes. Those will all be in note template area. And again, you see in each one of these areas you have an upload existing form and you have a create new. Now, creating a form is going to be addressed in a different video. We are going to go over just the types of forms that need to go in these sections, and then we're going to move on to the next thing, and also how to upload an existing form. I do caution about uploading an existing form just because it's just basically uploading a PDF form. It doesn't look very clean. So IntakeQ will also upload forms for you. You can pay them $9. I think it's $9.99 or $9 per form. Longer than 10 pages is going to be charged $2 extra. Or you don't have to do that. You can reach back out to Silverleaf, and we have all of these forms for you. You can just tell us which ones you want, and if you have if you're paying for your DIY system, we can cut you a little bit of a deal on these. You can even just tell us which ones specifically you want. And we are constantly adding more screening tools and other type of things in as we build our database bigger. So questionnaires are form templates like all of your screening tools. So anything that you want a patient to answer. They are your online intake forms. So your online intake forms allow you to attach your consent forms to them so that you don't have to send consents in addition or anything to patients out there. So that's what your questionnaires are. Consent forms, obviously, consent forms. And then we went over the note templates. So moving through these, you will need to look at if you're going to build your forms by yourself, then you'll need to do the forms class. But right now we're just going to kind of breeze through the different parts and pieces of the setup in the forms area. So one thing to notice, to the right hand side here, you have this little part that says new folder. So you can select that folder to put your forms in to make it all nice and neat. So you could say new folder. Maybe you want to put screening tools in there. Click save. Now you have a folder down here at the bottom that says screening tools, and you can pull all of your screening tools in there, and it turns it green when it's going to put it in the folder for you, and you can really clean up this section so you don't have to see all these individual forms. So when you move it into the green, it's just going to pop it in there. I'll do that for testing purposes so you can see what that looks like. Now when you click your folder, you have your form in there, and you can do that with all of the individual forms. If you put something in the wrong folder inadvertently, you can go into the thing here, click on it. Well, hold on a second. Click on the three little dots here. Anytime you see three little dots in IntakeQ, that means there's more information there. So if you click on it, you can move it back to root. You can send it to a client. You can deactivate the form altogether if you don't want it, or you can duplicate the form. That what duplicate's going to do is take that exact form, it's going to make another one of it, and then you can make changes to it. Comes in handy when you're doing note templates or when you're doing consent forms. It's handy to have. Now, if you don't want this form at all in your forms anymore, you can delete that form. And all you do is open the form itself. Remember, three little dots here. Click those three dots and delete the form. Now, that's going to get rid of it forever. You can't get it back once it's gone. It's gone. I'm going to go back into the form templates here. So we went over the different types. You also have the ability to share forms. So you can share forms with other providers. We do ask that you do not share our forms. If we provided forms for you, we put a lot of work into these forms. Please don't share them with others without referring them to us. That's what helps us keep the lights on, helps us keep this going for everybody's educational pleasure, I guess you could say, to get their IntakeQ built. So please don't share our forms. But you can share forms that you build if you'd like. If you click backups here, you can create a backup, or you can restore a copy. So for example, you know, you're working on something, the lights go out and you've been working on it, and you're like, oh no, my stuff, you know, I lost my stuff. You can restore a previous version if it didn't save it. So we went over all these. The new folders, again, you can have those new folders in every single type of forms here that you have. So that is forms in a nutshell. We will be covering in depth on how to build a form in another video.